What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. And today we're going to be talking about one of the really important things in the contest of mayors. And I never put a name on it. And now I've been able to kind of narrow in on what people have been doing wrong and a better way, I think, of explaining it that should make a little more sense to you. So if you're somebody who has been playing the contest of mayors competitively and you're still having difficulties, picking your tasks 100% correctly, this video will probably clear up a lot of that for you. So make sure that when you watch a lot of my contest of mayors videos that you pay very close attention, because oftentimes the mistakes that people make are in the videos. Okay? If you really listen to what I have to say, you'll see what you're doing wrong. Now, this person is in my CoM training course. They sent me this screenshot this morning. Now, it wasn't so much that the screenshot is like, oh, it just popped into my head and gave me a revelation. It's just like, it makes a little more sense to me now as to why people are kind of doing what they're doing. And so, for those of you who haven't already done this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and comment below. Also, I'm playing CoM competitively at level 99 this week and next week, and there's going to be video updates on that as well. Okay, so I'm going to do this video, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a video on my playing CoM competitively, and then I'm going to be doing a live stream playing CoM. All right, so before we do my video, I'm going to go ahead and get this one done super quick, and that is early rotation. What is it? Why are you doing it too early? This is pretty much, I would say, the number one mistake in the contest right now is people rotating their side tasks too damn early, okay? Now, what does that mean? Main task versus, not main task. I haven't put a name on that yet, but basically you have three main tasks that you're using that are in play at all times. Now, what this means is, you don't always have three main tasks. You have three main tasks, okay? You're going to break down your list into categories. You're going to do a task assessment where you go through your list and you look at what it is that you have available. Now, most of you will realize that on average, you have about 4 tasks that are around 1,800 to about 2,000 points. And then every now and then the game kicks you like a 3,000 point task or like a 2,400 or higher. Those aren't usually just flooded in your list at all times, right? So what you have to do is you have to realize which ones are there of 2,000 points value that come back repeatedly. For instance, if you look at his task assessment here, he has the monster at 2,000 points, but the monster doesn't come in for 12 hours. And so the problem is that he needs to do that task to open up that 2,000 point placement, because he's only, just to pretend that you only have 4 chairs, okay, for the 2,000 point placement. You only have 4 places that can hold 2,000 points value. I mean, it's not like a set in stone thing that you can only have 4, but on average, you're allowed about 4 of them, okay? So if you already have 1 taken up with the monster and 1 taken up with the Expand City, both of which the Expand City, it's going to come back almost immediately, right? Anytime you get the chance to clear that as your highest task, take it so that you can get those land expansions done ASAP so that you don't get that task anymore. As for the others, he had a Expand City, a War Deliveries, Repair Disaster, Monster, and Chairs. That was his 5 tasks that he got when he first got his list. This is his 60th task, so it's the beginning of the contest. So the very first choice should have been War Deliveries, which it was. He did that. That was his highest premium. Now, why did he pick War Deliveries over Monster or VU Repair? Because it was his highest premium. So a lot of people would see this and go, well, it doesn't matter what I pick because they're all worth 2,000 points. No, that's not how this works. You have to remember you're opening up opportunities here. So out of the fact that all of these are 2,000 point tasks, what else do these other tasks have to offer you? Well, if he does the monster, he can't do the monster right now, but if he were to do the monster right now, when he has a 2,000 point premium, that would be foolish. He does need to get it done immediately so that he can get it done before the monster leaves. That's what's important, right? Okay, so he went ahead and he did the war deliveries, and then he got donuts. And this is where he does legendary war attack. Now, I want to show you guys here the bottom of his list. So he still has the repair, the expand city, the monster, and the chairs in his list at the time that he does the legendary war attack. Now, his reasoning for this was because it was premium and he felt that he should do it before war ended. Well, we just started war. He's in my group. So always keep track of that war timer and make sure, because even if that other team gets knocked, knocks you, or gets knocked, all you have to do is either launch a shield bust on them or repair at least your city to ensure that that timer stops. But even if that timer starts, you still have several hours. So there was no reason for him to be worried about time in terms of war right now. Now, as for premium, he had other rotatable tasks right now, main tasks. And so, or he had other main tasks, not rotatable tasks. And so it clicks with me and I'm like, that's where people are going wrong. They're doing their rotatable tasks when they have main tasks. And that is 100% what you guys are doing wrong. So here's what you do, okay? You're going to, every time you look at a list, I don't care what the list is, you're going to break it down and you're going to go main tasks, rotatable tasks, no touchy tasks, okay? So going back to the very beginning of his list, all of the top 4 are 2,000 points, okay? But which ones are his main ones? His main ones are the war deliveries, the 2,000 point chairs, and that monster, it needs to get done, but we're hoping it comes back of a low points value. That one's always in your list. Hang on just a second here. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so as for this, how this works is the monster and the expansion and the repair are almost always in your list. Okay, almost always at all times, these are in your list. What you want is for them to come in of a low points value so you can get those premiums of a high points value. Now, right now, his main task, the main ones, is going to be getting that war deliveries done and getting those chairs done. Those are the top 2. The monster is going to be considered a main task once that monster arrives to get it cleared and get it off that 2K placement. It becomes a priority to get that done. If it was of a lower points value, it would not be considered priority. Now, those are his main tasks, okay? His rotatable tasks are, wrong way, anything that he can do to open up a placement. So once you do all of your main tasks, okay, if they don't come in with better options, so like let's say that he was to finish war deliveries for 2,000, right? Let's say that he was to get a 2,500 task for production. That would become his new main task. That's the one, his next optimal choice, right? Like that would be the best option. And he would do that. So when people say, well, after this, I'm going to go ahead and do chairs and I'm going to do this. It's like, no, you're not. No. You're going to do this and then see where you're at. And if nothing better comes in, then the next play would be chairs, right? Or whatever, the case may be in your current situation. But what people don't do is they don't realize how many chairs or placements are taken up of a 2,000 points value. And they start rotation too early. So basically what he did was he went and did the legendary war attack when he had a 2,000 point repair sitting there and when he had a 2,000 point chair sitting there. So why would he do that? Why would he choose to rotate that early? Because he was looking to open up an opportunity. But there's little to no room for an opportunity to arise. And he has opportunity. He has tasks that are 2,000 points right now. Why is he rotating early? That's something that you do when you don't have any other options. That's when you do that. So what I've noticed with a lot of people is they have better options available and they take the lower option in hopes of opening something up. Now, that's not how this works, okay? How this works is you have a limited number of tasks. Within those tasks, you have to score the highest number of points possible for the number of tasks given. These tasks have stipulations to them, like, you know, some can pop up in multiples, some can pop up worth more points, some can pop up worth less points, all these things that can take into consideration. And you need to take all of those things into consideration when making your selection. People, I think they think too little when they make their selection. They're thinking for the bigger picture all the time. They're not thinking for the now. Like, hey, I have this opportunity right now. Why am I not taking it? So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to get all of your main tasks done. And then what happens is when you're looking at your list and you don't see an obvious choice, that's when rotation begins. Right now, I see obvious choices. I see good tasks, like do it, get it done. That's what I see. I don't see a point to go and rotate anything right now because I have things to do right now. So I'm going to show you guys my task list here in just a few minutes to kind of make a point here. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that if you guys have a land expansion task and you have the dozer to do it, take that opportunity to get that off your list for a couple of tasks, but more importantly, to get that damn stuff done so that it's not on your list anymore. Okay? So rotatable tasks, you're rotating way too damn early. So at what point do you consider a task a rotatable task versus a main task? A main task is a task that is your next obvious choice that's 2,000 points or higher, right? So for instance, if you're looking at a list like this, then you would pick out the main choices if you were to break it down out of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks, which out of the 5 tasks at the top would you consider to be the first choice and why? You would go with war deliveries over anything else in this list and they're all the same value. Why? Because it's premium. That's why. So you need to look at everything when making your selection, but more importantly, you need to realize that you're breaking it down into categories that you can rotate. Okay, so these are your main tasks. You've got your main task done. Maybe you got a couple of upgrades come in, couple of low point value tasks. Now you don't have anything that jumps out at you that says, hey, this is the right option. Now you're scratching your head a little bit going, okay, now what do I do? That is when rotation begins. That's when you go and you venture around your list and you start looking at opportunities. Or if you're a high level player, for instance, and you're looking at your list and you're not seeing anything really of a high value, but you see a lot of low premiums, that is rotation. When you have a 1K Omega upgrade and a 1K Green Valley upgrade and a 1K Launch VU and then a 1K Delivery Tokyo, that is 4 premium tasks, all that could be worth 3,000 points, sitting there in your list worth 1,000. Each and every one of those sitting has blocked the opportunity to have that premium pop up. So if you have nothing worth 2,000 points or higher that you can do, it would stand to reason that now would be a good time to do rotation, right? Now, non-premiums of a low points value. If your whole entire list, for the most part, if 95% of your list is non-premium, so stuff like the Monster and Keys and VU Repair, but they're all really low value, and you have nothing else that you can do, that is reverse rotation. That is when you say, okay, I have to exchange a low non-premium so that I can get higher premiums. which is something you wouldn't normally want to do. Normally, you wouldn't want to touch those low non-premiums, but right now, the game has flooded you with them. So you have to make a sacrifice. That is reverse rotation. So hopefully I've cleared that up for you guys, because I know that a lot of people are really confused as to what rotation is versus what reverse rotation is. Well, rotation is when you're taking your low premiums and exchanging them, or exchanging them out, trying to get higher premiums. So after all of your obvious choices are gone, and you do things like a 1200 legendary war attack, or a 1590 minerals, or a 1700 metal, those are good examples of what you would consider rotatable tasks, right? They're low premiums that you do when you have nothing better in your list, okay? So hopefully that clears it up. Now, for those of you high-level players, please remember that when I'm giving advice on the Contest of Mayors, that you have to be very careful as to what rules you're listening to if you're a high-level player. High-level players fall under different stipulations, and I'm going to be talking about those in my new videos coming up this week. I'm going to be showing you guys what it takes to play CoM as a high-level player. And you know what? That video is going to be up here in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this one uploaded. Hopefully this helps you guys, because I see so many of you guys rotating tasks way too damn early. I mean, if you've got other options that are good options, take them. You don't even have a chair for this other one to sit in. It's kind of like having a restaurant full of people and you're trying to seat people when you don't have a table, you know? You're like, okay, you, and you come over here and we're going to rotate you guys all around the waiting room. That's basically all you're doing. You're like, okay, well, we walked all the way to the table and there's nowhere for you guys to sit down, so we're going to walk you back. You know, I mean, that's essentially all you're doing. But once you get that place opened up and that table's opened up, you can say, okay, now that there's actually an opportunity here for them to pop up, now we can do something. Now these people have a place to sit down, so the opportunity arises, right? Hopefully that made sense. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the next one uploaded, and then I'm going to show you guys on a live stream what I'm doing for the Contest of Mayors as a high-level player.